So I just, instead of just trying to come down and get, you know, take a stab at that little dot, I like to get the tip of that drill bit right on that little red dot, and then we're going to be squared away there. Okay, we'll go ahead and drill this. This bit's starting to get dull, even though I'm keeping it cool. It's probably going to have to replace this 1/4 inch drill bit soon. Okay guys, I got my grind lines drawn out with a red Sharpie. Ready to go. Gonna get these going today. And so pretty cool. So I use a red Sharpie, and then these get this primary grind right through here is a deep Corilla grind. This is a grind that I based off of Dwayne Corilla, which is a bladesmith knife maker. He did these deep hollow grinds. He had a really nice machining process. I do mine by hand. Then we've got a large secondary cutting edge that's going to be a little bit over 1/4 inch wide. This one I marked at 3/4 inch wide. So I kind of experimented on the last one I did on the 1075. I did just almost 1 inch on this one. The 3/4 is going, it works out a little bit better. The last one, it looks beautiful as well on the grind lines. I just feel like a little bit tighter tolerances with the 3/4. It just either way it works. It doesn't matter to me. But this is what I call artisan blade profiling. We use a 4.5 inch grinder with a flat disc where the edges are flat. There's no bevel to the disc itself. That's what you want to use for this deep Corilla grind. And then I go back to the angled disc to start my secondary cutting edge. I'm going to have to Sharpie the edges here because I got to score my center line. That way we can keep an eye on our plunge line and make sure that everything is centered when we do these grinds. Keeps the secondary cutting edge centered. Alright, so I'm going to get started on that, guys, and here we go. Okay, so you see I use that red Sharpie. Some people use a blue color on that before they score it. This red Sharpie works out for me, and I'm going to take a drill bit that's exact width 0.270. It's exact width of this steel, and we're going to go ahead and score our center line for our secondary cutting edge right there. And that way we can keep an eye on the plunge line. We can make sure everything comes down asymmetrical, or not asymmetrical, but symmetrical. Symmetrical will be even on both sides. And so yeah, let's go ahead and get those scored. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to score. I just scored one. I'm going to show you how to score the other one. So you take a drill bit. This one is actually slightly under the blade thickness of the steel. So we're just simply going to score both sides of the knife. So we're going to do this side. And you want a flat table, something flat where you can lay everything flat. Now let's turn the knife over and do the other side. You want to flip it and do both sides, scoring. There we go. That's going to give you center line, nice center field, and it's going to keep everything centered. You're going to be able to keep your plunge line centered. It looks real nice. So I do 10 passes, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, both sides. This one has a total of 20. So what I did is I started out, I go like this, is 1, 2, 3. When I'm kind of doing this, that's each, I do 10, then I do a 10 here, 1, 2, you get the point, and then I do 10, 10, then I do another 10, 10, 10. So there's 20. I do each side. So each side has 20 passes on each of the primary grinds. Now we're going to go ahead and work the secondary grinds. We'll come back and we're going to do another series of 10 on each side of the primaries. But right now I got to go to the secondary grinds. So we're going to start off the secondary grinds right here on this bench grinder. And I went ahead and wet this down. I like to wet it down before I get started. So I'm going to show you what I do. I do this on each side, and then we'll go back to the hand grinder to finish the to keep our secondary grinds coming down. This is the very first time I do this on this. I do 3 each side. One more. So there's 3. I did 3 passes on the secondary cutting edge grind. This whole grind right here. We're going to do the same thing on this side. So that's what I do initially, and then the rest of them we'll use the 4.5 inch hand grinder to work our secondary grinds. I only do this to start with, to start bringing down the center. And so I've done 1 pass. Each pass I go a little bit more angled this way. I start out here, go there, and then I go there on the surface. I did 3 grinds per side, tipping my angle a little bit more each time. So that's all I do initially. We won't ever come back to this. We're going to go ahead and do the rest of the secondary grinds with the hand grinder, with the 4.5 inch hand grinder. Now we're going to start working. We're going to go over the secondary grind here. I'm going to change my disc. This is my very flat disc that's squared off that I use for my primary grind. We're going to take that off. We're going to put the disc that has the angle there. once you develop that angle on that disc, it really can, it's going to hog off a lot more metal for you, and it's going to be, you're going to be able to keep that angle and everything nice and neat. I just left the front. See the middle just a little. I'm going to do stay back from the red carpet line just a little, you know. Oh, wow. Keep everything cool as you go, especially when you start getting down to where that secondary cutting edge is getting zeroed out, symmetrical. You want to really make sure you don't want to get your metal too hot. You got to really keep that cool. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do this side with the secondary cutting edge. Then we're going to do another series of 10, 10, 10, and on the other side. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the second one. I've got my other alpha track up here hanging on my chimney here. I'm going to start it, and just so you guys know, I'll come back with the videos once I get both of them squared away where they're getting close to needing heat treated. Okay guys? Just so I can kind of keep the process going a little faster, so it slows me down when I have to video, which is okay because I want to bring y'all some of what I'm doing. But just to let you know, I'll see you on the video when I'm getting close to heat treating. So we'll hang the alpha tracker here. We got two alpha trackers hanging here. This one's ready for heat treatment. That's the one that I was just working on. Now I'm going to start that other one. We'll get it to this point. I'll go back. We'll just keep this little production going to these two. Man, they were low. They were low. once the bit is done, it's done. So I'll have to get another 1/4 inch bit here. What I do is I have my little dots that I draw on there off of my template. So I hold the Sharpie over my template and then just remove the template and just come down and touch where my dots are supposed to be. And this is my actual titanium round bar that I use for the, the knife scales. So we're going to go ahead and get this one. I need to sand this down on this side so this will lay down flush first.